Good morning, everybody. It is the Going On Daily Live morning show. Oh, it's going to be a good one. I'm your host, Ron Rigo. My co-host today is Martin Blanco. How are you today?
Oh, I'm fine. Top of the morning to you, Ron. It's St. Patrick's Day,
Yes,
don't you
it's a
know?
special day. Special day today, right?
Yes.
Um, Look, it is season 2, episode 51. It's not easy being green.
No, no, sir.
You got the green. I did not wear the green today for
Ah,
some stupid reason. But it is what it is. I didn't want to get people confused if I wore green.
okay. Well, no, that won't happen. Okay. I got green with, it says Ireland on it, too. Look at that.
I
I wear
That's
this.
pretty good. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
I wear it
So
every year, once a year.
yeah, so it is St. Patrick's Day. And we got some great topics today. And we will be talking about St. Patrick's Day and St. Joseph's Day.
Yes. Also important.
It is important, yes. We also have at the box office. Oh boy, did you go to the movies?
I did not. I did
Yeah,
not. What
apparently
did I
nobody
miss?
did.
What did I miss?
Yeah, not much.
No. Okay.
Not much. But we have the scoop on that. We also have Dr. Lisa Sanders, the inspiration for House, which
Can you?
it's funny. You put this as your topic, and like Thursday or Friday, I queued up House to stop binge watching.
Okay. If you need help, you can call me anytime, Ron. If you want,
I
if it's
mean,
late at night and you start binge watching, give me a call. I'll
you
talk to
know,
you.
the show is fantastic. I loved it. It's first time around. It is time, more than past time, to watch it a second time.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so I am gonna start that. Also we have Cascadia. Now it's a great board game, but
Okay.
it's not the board game we're gonna be talking about today.
Oh, okay.
So, we have that. I will keep you in suspense.
I am. I'm on the edge of my seat.
I'm sure. It's riveting conversations, right? Um, we also have Martin's Brush with Celebrity, another installment of that.
Yes.
That is going to be a good one, and of course, we'll be waiting for Kenny and Ira's appearance on the show some point. They'll be in the chat, and I'm sure, will appreciate Ron's top 5 today.
Okay.
I'm not
Looking
quite sure
forward.
they're going to agree with it, but
Ah, well, that's the fun part. Not
that
agree.
is the fun part. All right, so we got Hugo out there. Ron needs to get pinched. Are we putting a hit out on me?
Is that what pinched means? That sounds so genteel for a hit.
That's a little scary. Are you gonna call the police? Am I really gonna get pinched?
Mm,
What did I do? That could be the Cascadia thing.
okay.
The Facebook police could be out on us after that.
Okay. Oh, now I
Um,
really am. Now it's more intriguing by the minute. Okay.
see, you get a little bit each time. So you were watching us on YouTube. If I can find the YouTube thing, there we go. YouTube at Rhode Island Broadcasting. Please subscribe and don't forget to click that little bell so you always know when your favorite show is going live. And it is very live, let me tell you. We have, experienced our share of live difficulties. So, but it's the only way to do it. It's the only way to do it. Gotta go live. You can also watch us on Facebook with 10,000 other followers. So follow us and support the show with stars. They're only a penny, and we need to put our 2 cents in. So those stars help. So do that. And also, you can watch us live on Twitch at RI_broadcasting and support the show with bits. They're just like stars. They're only a penny.
Hmm.
So this way, if you do 2 bits and 2 stars who both subscribe to the same thing.
Excellent.
Isn't that great?
Yes. Yes, it is.
So help support the show. But if you really want to support the show, you got to go on Patreon and All Right Broadcasting, and then you can get these fantastic mugs, stickers, pens, all kinds of stuff, coasters, and you can also, this is the best part. You can actually buy some of the shorts, not shorts that you wear to go to the beach, shorts as in video shorts. So if you buy those video shorts, no matter how many people have watched it, I will take them down from like YouTube and all of that stuff. And, it becomes yours.
Oh,
How about that? You can
That's
buy
an
one of
interesting gift. Yeah. It's like those, they sort of faded away. Those and this is my brain failing. Those the art memes that you would buy. What the heck?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're called either. So
I mean, I did an hour ago, but this is what happens when you
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You get the brain freeze or something,
Yes.
a brain fart, and
Yes.
then you'll lose it.
Yes.
So
Oh, wow.
so do that. Every little bit helps support the show. And even if
NFTs. Hugo's got it. NFTs. Thank you, Hugo.
Thank you, Hugo. Look, Hugo's got all kinds of comments here.
Yeah.
You're not wearing green. Yes, I know, because I didn't want to get anybody confused. Just saying.
Okay.
Hugo said he was on Twitch last night. Playing Halo on Legendary. Why didn't you send me a message, Hugo? Yesterday is the first time I didn't get messages from Hugo at all. First time.
No.
Usually it's a lot.
Okay.
Just saying. Usually it's a lot.
Making up for it today.
But I might have jumped on. Of course, I would have had to plug everything in, put it all back together, because my Xbox has just been nothing more than a paperweight.
Okay.
I haven't played in like months. And then of course he had the NFTs. So
thank you, Hugo.
So Hugo, he's our like fact checker, I think. He's like a keyboard master or something.
That's good. I need something like that to follow me around, actually.
Yeah, and it's like when I try to do it on the show, I can't, because it takes me too long to type everything in.
Right. And there's a delay, and then that extends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then it's useless.
Yeah. That's all right.
Easily.
But you're doing okay.
Probably next Sunday.
We've got
you. So maybe next Sunday I'll jump on, Hugo. So I'll get it prepared. I might have to re-download, the Master Chief collection. So Legendary is pretty awesome. Look, it is time to get to our topics, and we have so much to talk about today. It's going to make your head spin. This is going to be a great show. Great show. I love the topics. All right, let's start it out. Okay, St. Patrick's and St. Joseph's Day, very important in throughout culture, really, all the culture.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In Europe and here in the United States. What do you got for us?
Well, I like to say that March is the month of two great Italian holidays, St. Joseph's Day and St. Patrick's Day. And you're going to say, wait, what? What, St. Patrick's Day? That's an Irish holiday. I'm like, to a point, but I would like to say that on St. Patrick's Day, right? Everybody is Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
Exactly.
Except St. Patrick was Italian. Now, let me explain. Okay. St. Patrick was a Roman citizen. He was born towards the end of Roman rule. His father, his name Calpurnius, was a decurion. And that title can mean a lot of things. It could mean a commander of a group of 10 people, but it also referred to, in certain instances, senators and tax collectors. And that's what his father was in Rome. So St. Patrick's was, but by birth, Roman. Now his ministry, obviously famous ministry, it took place in Ireland, which is part of Rome. But I bring it up to say, give the Italians their due on St. Patrick's Day. We own a part of it as well. But having said that, it's obviously a great holiday, great fun, nominally religious holiday, but it's a real celebration of, in the best sense, the Irish culture. So I've got my shirt on, like I wear dutifully, and I'll be making corned beef and cabbage later, and bangers. I have a butcher who makes bangers so good you'd have to go to Ireland to get any as good. And so I've got the bangers lined up, and I make the best brown bread, and I'm ready to slather it with Irish butter and gooseberry jam, and I enjoy a pint of Guinness very much. So that's all on tap, if you will, for today.
I like the Irish whiskey.
Yeah, wow. A little bit of Jameson's in the oatmeal in the morning is a good thing. But yeah, Irish, sure.
So look, so Ireland basically stole Italy's.
Stole is such a pejorative word, Ron. Let's just let's just say the Italians have a part of many good things, right? Of all good things, including St. Patrick's Day. So let us.
But see, I don't feel so bad because Italians stole pizza. So.
Where did we steal pizza from? That's interesting.
From Greeks.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, it's all that Mediterranean area is all wonderful.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but it's like Italians are known for the pasta and the pizza, right?
Mm-hmm,
but it was really the Greeks that had the pizza first. So.
Well, look at that.
But Ireland stole the Irish holiday of St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. So I'll just say it's a great Italian holiday.
No, it is. It is.
Everyone should enjoy.
I love how like these holidays have like been watered down throughout history, and they're just a shell of what they were originally thought of.
Yeah. Whatever residual things remain, though, I like to lean into it because, I mean, look, it's fun at the most primal level. It's fun, but I also like leaning into the traditions. It's like, if you, depending on how far you take it, it's a little bit like travel or even time travel. So, and if it's an excuse to be with friends or family or anyone you care about,
absolutely, absolutely, that's what it's all about, anyway.
Exactly. And so you're a fool if you don't take advantage of it.
I like how you can do the Irish accent. That's pretty good.
Thank you. Oh man.
Good.
But look,
the acting chops coming out.
That's right. Exactly. That's me being a little bit of a ham, a little bit of a corned beef on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Now I don't like cabbage.
I can understand why, but I'll tell you, if you cook the cabbage with corned beef for a good long time, it can sort of taste like corned beef, and you're getting healthy food with it. But look, don't have to eat it. You eat what you like. Full stop. I'll
just stick to the green M&Ms.
Green M&Ms, and I'm going to have 2 or 3 links of bangers, just what my cardiologist ordered up. But man, they're good. So I'm only doing this today.
Look, if you're going to be out there celebrating today, please be responsible. There's nothing worse than, like these holidays and stuff, and somebody gets hurt really bad or worse.
Yes.
Because of alcohol.
Yeah.
You can still have a good time without the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's okay. Have a drink. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't overdo it.
Sure. No, look.
Because that doesn't become fun anymore.
No.
You overdo it and you don't have any really control over yourself. Yeah. How is that fun?
No. Fun goes out the window, and God forbid, too, you get behind a wheel, or so bear that in mind and go have a good time for sure. That's the way.
Yes, absolutely. Look, around here in the United States, there are bars at every corner, pretty much, right? So just walk down to the corner pub.
Yeah.
Because the chances are you live next to one.
Yeah. you're in the city, sure.
Bizarre.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like
Um,
2 miles away from the nearest bar for me.
mhm.
I mean, I'm not planning on going anywhere tonight, but if I do, I can just take an Uber.
Taking it. That's it. Ride share. Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. $10 is much better than killing yourself or someone else on the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
That's the way I
Yeah.
look at it.
Oh yeah. Good
Look,
advice.
Hugo has 5 down the street.
Wow, an embarrassment of riches in Hugo's
Yes,
neighborhood. Yeah.
exactly. That's fantastic.
Uh,
You know, and it's nice to go out and socialize and
yeah.
all of that, and that's great. We want people to do that. But there's a point where it becomes too much, and then you can also become annoying at the same point.
I never thought of that too. Of all
Just
the sins,
remember,
that's
it enhances your personality,
yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
It enhances your personality. If you're a jackass, you're going to be a bigger
Right.
jackass.
The Uber jackass. Yeah. Yeah. I never thought
Me,
of it that way. Yeah.
I'm supposedly funny,
Okay.
when I get really drunk. I'll probably laugh at everything. Not that I get drunk very often. I don't remember the last time I was really drunk. Don't remember. But that
Yeah,
could
that's
be
because you
because
were
I was
drunk.
drunk.
That's right. Oh my God. Jinx, buy me a Coke.
No, but seriously, I think everything is funny. So, that's when I have too much alcohol.
Mm.
So I'm not the big jackass that, everybody points their finger at. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There's
What?
all those, you see those in the clubs and the bars. You see them.
Yes. I I had a friend who tended some bar, sort of side hustle, and he used to call New Year's Eve and St. Patrick's Day amateur night. That's when everyone would come out and be the jerk. It's like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, you're
And
funny,
you always
right?
get those
Yeah,
clowns that hit on
yeah,
everybody.
yes, yeah, insufferable, insufferable.
Those are the worst. Those are the
Oh
worst.
man,
As if that is going to be attractive to a woman.
you're right. All right, well, we have our marching orders for the day. We know what we can do and what not to do. To go have fun.
Yes.
And
So St. Joseph's,
yeah,
tell everybody, because most people don't even know who St. Joseph
no,
is.
and St. Patrick's Day is really pervasive throughout all cultures, right? All over the country, all over the world. St. Joseph's is
Yeah.
much more nichey, but it's an Italian holiday. I just think it's interesting that it's so close to St. Patrick's Day. It's like one right
Yeah.
after the other, and so for Italian Americans, it's a busy week, and
Right.
also that these two holidays take place during Lent for those of the Christian faith. Lent is the time of 40 days before we remember the passion of Jesus and his death and resurrection. And Lent is generally, broadly speaking, a time of forbearance and sacrifice, giving up, and a reflection. But you have these holidays now. With certainly St. Patrick's Day is the opposite of all of that. And then 2 days
Yeah.
later, on the 19th, is St. Joseph's Day. And this is the St. Joseph's deal too, and it pairs nicely with St.
Good
Patrick.
morning, Becky.
Hey there. So St. Joseph's in Italy, it is a huge deal. It's almost like, in fact, I think it is the Father's Day, because St. Joseph
Right.
was the father of the Holy Family, and so it's a very big deal. It comes from Sicily, and grew into really proliferated in southern Italy, but now it's countrywide, and other nations and cultures celebrate it too, much more heavily in the United States. The history is vague, other than at some time during the Middle Ages there was probably a drought in Sicily. The people prayed to St. Joseph. It eventually rained. The crops were saved. And as they say in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, there was much rejoicing. And so a tradition was born. So it's a very big
Great
feast
movie.
day. Now, yes, it is. Now, here in the States, for Italian Americans, there's a couple of things that are touchstones for the holiday, but they're nice things and worth sharing. The biggest one is there is a pastry, the Zeppoli di San Giuseppe. They come out usually a couple of weeks before, certainly this week and last week and this week they'll be out. And they're these wonderful cruller-like pastries that are filled with either a regular cream or a cannoli cream, and then put a cherry on top. And they're big, they're delicious. And what you're supposed to do is buy a bunch and give them to people named Joseph. But anyone can have them. But St. Joseph's Day, you got to have the Zeppole. So if you've not heard of this tradition or custom before, go to your local bakery. Even a lot of supermarkets are in on this. They will have today and this week the Zeppole di San Giuseppe. Deny yourself no longer. Get yourself a couple. They are delicious. Have you had them, Ron?
I have not actually.
Well,
But I'm all in on pastry.
okay.
I'm all in.
So if you're out and about today, it's St. Patrick's Day, but this week they'll be there. Go find a bakery that does Italian or European goods, and they will definitely have them. Maybe even your supermarket. If there's a local market owned by Italian people, they're going to have the Zeppole. There are other pastries.
Providence. There's so many great Italian bakeries in Providence.
Yeah. You could go on a little. You can go visit. Go to sample the wares of like 5
sample all of them.
Yeah. Indulge yourself. This is a big holiday in New Orleans because there is a huge Sicilian population down there. It is, they pull out all the stops. And a friend of mine who owns a deli in the Bronx, David Greco, has been going down to New Orleans since post-Katrina, doing a big fundraising event down there where they make another dish called Il Pasta di San Giuseppe, St. Joseph's pasta. And it's a simple recipe. There are variations, but it's basically spaghetti or bucatini-like pasta, olive oil, perhaps capers, perhaps garlic, perhaps oil, but then a fish melted into that, either a sardine or an anchovy. But the kicker is they don't use grated cheese on this dish. What they do is breadcrumbs. They replace grated cheese with breadcrumbs to represent the sawdust from St. Joseph the Carpenter's workshop. So it's a
Why
crunchy
not just put
dish.
sawdust on it?
Because breadcrumbs taste better. No,
okay.
It is a savory dish. It is a crunchy dish. I never had it before last week. I made it for my podcast.
I think I'm going to make it.
Yeah, simple to make. I can give you a recipe. It was when I made it. I had it for the first time just last week. It was delicious. I'm going to make it year round, like not every week, but I'm not going to wait for St. Joseph's Day to have it. So that's something else you can do.
Not to interrupt, Hugo says Father's Day in Portugal on Wednesday also.
Okay, so European countries with a strong tie to the Catholic faith, either spiritually or culturally, this is Father's Day coming up for sure. So he's right. He's right.
A friend of mine living in Louisiana went to a couple parades this weekend, and people were throwing all sorts of vegetables around the parade.
That seems on brand. It's that kind of festivity. There are lots of vegetables, and they kind of there's other dishes besides pasta. But the idea is to cook up what's left in your winter larder, maybe the last.
But if they're throwing tomatoes, they've got the wrong idea because tomato is not a vegetable.
Oh, it's a fruit. Yeah, it's a fruit. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go down to Louisiana next year and correct them as they're pelting people.
Yeah,
like, hey,
we'll end up having them all thrown at us.
It's a fruit. Yeah.
Breadcrumbs taste better than sawdust, in my opinion. That's what Becky says.
I'm with Becky 100%. I've had both.
Yeah.
I've had both, and breadcrumbs do taste better than sawdust.
Yeah. So. Yeah, sawdust doesn't taste very good.
No, dry and.
I mean, maybe if it was like cedar, might be better. But your regular oak or something like that, no.
Maple, no. Now, cedar is the tastier. Yeah. You'd have to season it with capers, a little salt, sure. But, go with the breadcrumbs. So, look, you have two great Italian holidays to celebrate this week. Pick one or the other. Pick both. Go and
both celebrate. Yeah. Have a good time.
Yes.
But do it responsibly.
Exactly.
So, again, we are on season 2, episode 51. Already 51 episodes this year. We're going to have like 300 by the end of the year, easily.
Nice. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Let's move on. I mean, we're never gonna finish these topics if we don't.
Okay.
we take our time and doing it right.
Okay.
At the box office, this won't
Mm.
take very long
Yeah.
because there really isn't anything really spectacular out there to watch. It was the lowest total for the box office of the year so far.
Wow.
It only totaled 55.8 million on Super Bowl, which is the lower, but then 54.7 this weekend, the worst of the year. I beg to differ, though. Looking at other numbers that were updated today, it only reached 50 million.
Oh, they revised it. Oh boy.
So it was much worse than expected.
Mhm.
Novocaine won the weekend with $8.7 million.
God, that for so many things, that's not number one. That's a losing box office weekend
Yes,
return. That was the winner. Okay.
that was the winner.
Mm,
It was not pretty
mm,
because for the top movie not even to make 10 million,
yeah.
that hurts. That hurts. And what hurt even more, Mickey 17 in its second week only made 7.5.
Wow.
60% drop. That movie is probably maybe one more week into the theaters, and
Yeah.
that might be it.
Yeah.
It is a bust because it cost a lot more than that to make that
Mm,
movie.
mm.
New movie Black Bag finished third with
Really?
7.5.
And that had a lot of high hopes too. Yeah.
That had a lot of high hopes,
That
and it
is not
did
good.
nothing.
Wow.
And then, of course, Falcon America did 5.5. That is not going to touch what it needs.
Mm.
It needs to be like 500, 600 million to make
Yeah.
money.
Oh yeah.
It's not even close. It's
No.
not even at 300 million, I don't believe. So
Mm.
that's not good. Not
Tough.
good. Looney Tunes new movie, the day the Earth blew up or something. 3.2 million. So
I
not a
didn't even
good.
I didn't even know that was a thing. So how about
Either
that?
did I.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it goes to show Last Supper 2.8 million. Not good.
Mm.
I mean, it's just bad. It's
Yeah.
just bad. And Last Breath, the one with Woody Harrelson that they were hyping up, you saw all the commercials for a
Mm.
million times. Only made 2.3 million in its second week
Ouch.
at number 10.
Ouch. Look, there's a structural change that's going on here that the way we watch movies.
Yeah,
This was trending before the pandemic. Pandemic absolutely accelerated it.
absolutely.
And then it's already almost 2 summers ago, which blows my mind, but we had a phenomena that sort of reversed it a little bit, and that was Oppenheimer and Barbie. People going back to the movies. That was drawing them in huge numbers.
I saw Oppenheimer. That was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Barbie was complete garbage.
You didn't like Barbie. I liked Barbie, not as much as
I
Oppenheimer,
hated
but I liked it. You hated it?
Hated it.
I would put it to you in a careful analysis that those were almost the same movie. So there we go. The costumes were different. The color scheme was
You
different.
think?
The color, but I even
little
wrote a
bit.
sketch. I called it Oppenheimer Barbie. Combined the two movies together into one. But I will give Barbie its due. I loved Oppenheimer. Absolutely loved it. I've
It's a
seen it
great
4
movie.
times. Yeah, absolutely was. But they changed things. It got artificially sort of reinvigorated the practice of going to the movies. And then that
Yeah.
that carried on a little bit. It just trailed off. People are looking at their media in different ways. We know what they are.
Well, because everything is expensive now.
Yeah,
So let's face it. There are a lot of people that are still doing okay.
yes.
But then there's a lot of people, a growing number of people that are not. They're
Mhm.
barely hanging on.
Sure.
And it's only a matter of time before people can't even afford basic things.
Yeah. Well, and one
And they
hopes.
have to change their habits, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can stream it. You have a big TV. It's not the same, but it's easy. It's affordable,
Yeah.
right? Who wants to? Let me like the argument against movie theaters. Who wants to spend $15 for a ticket, sticky floor, spend another maybe $10-15 on popcorn and soda?
10,
That's 30
$15.
bucks.
It
Yeah,
costs more than the actual tickets.
yeah, yeah. Okay. And it's not in some screens, the IMAX screens are nice. Some screens are only slightly bigger than your living room
Yeah.
screen. So who wants to get in the car, go out? It's winter, it's still cold in a lot of areas, it's snowing where
Yeah.
you go is. Who wants to do that?
And let's
And you can
face
stay
it,
at home.
a lot of these movies aren't as good,
Well,
you know?
yeah. There was a golden age, I call the
It's snowing
1970s.
in North Dakota.
Yeah. They're not going to the movies. It's snowing there. Why would they?
Look, I mean, when you look, I'm sorry, I saw Falcon America,
Yeah.
and I call it that in jest, but that's what it was.
Mm,
It was not Captain America. I'm
mm,
sorry, it just wasn't.
yeah.
And to be honest, it wasn't that great.
Wasn't it? No.
It was blah.
Mm.
It- and when you get these movies that are hyped up so
Yes.
much and they just fall flat, who wants to go see it? I'm a little worried about, the movie industry, to be honest with you. They're not creative. They're just
Yeah.
rehashing everything.
Well, it's been commoditized, right? If you have a breakout hit, okay, let's milk it. Two, three,
Yeah.
four, five, and each iteration. In most cases, there are exceptions, but in most cases, with each iteration, you lose something.
VIP
It's.
theaters? What?
I can't imagine Barbie 2. You didn't even like Barbie, but I thought they caught lightning in a bottle. But to do a sequel, I was like, no, no, what you're just going to kill it. So and for people like you who didn't even like Barbie, like forget about it. And that's just leaning into what you're talking about. How look, they're
Right?
just rehashing the old stuff. The old stuff. They're not innovating.
Yeah.
I love Toy Story, but I don't need to see a Toy Story 5.
Well, you're going
I
to.
I do. I know. I know.
You're
It's
going to.
it's true.
It's my favorite
It's true.
animated series, right?
Oh man. And the first one, what I'd like to see done, I thought Toy Story was magnificent. And I used to, when I was teaching high school English at an all girls school, I would use Toy Story to teach the structure of a story of the pyramid of rising action, falling action, climax. And I used Toy Story because they all knew it, and they could see how this applies to not just the boring English novels I was having them read, but any general Western storytelling. But I love Toy Story. I would like to see them not do a Toy Story 5. I would like to take the audio of Toy Story and then reanimate it with all the improvements that they have within the Pixar technology range now, with all because it's beautifully animated, but it was the 1994, 1995
Oh, a time
technology.
ago.
But now use 2025 technology, just change the animation. And one, I think it would be beautiful. And two, you will get everyone who saw the original
Yeah,
to come back and see that again and gladly pay money for that.
absolutely.
And then plus whoever else is new. So Disney Pixar, this is my gift to you. Go reanimate. Don't change anything. Keep Dom Rickles. Keep it, you don't have to rework it. You don't have to edit, just
Yeah.
do the new animation.
Yeah, this
So.
week is Snow White estimated to make. They're estimating, like, this is how bad the industry has become. They are now estimating 50 million that it will make, and the theaters are going to be happy with that. I don't think that's not what they need to make with that.
No.
They need that to go to
even
100 million.
Yeah. And even though that's a revision, I think they're going to have to even revise that again or extend it. Oh yeah, it'll make 50 million in 10 years. It'll make 50 million.
So I don't know. A lot of controversy with this movie. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There's one near us that couches, heated recliners. You could drink booze. Oh yeah, we got those all over the place over here,
Yeah,
Becky.
yeah, those are that's an upgraded experience for sure. We have a couple of those, and it's fun.
Oh yeah,
It's
it's
fun.
nice.
How
I like
I
ringing them,
went to
yeah,
see
making them bring me like a beer or something.
bring your
That's
food.
great.
Yeah. Uh, this Christmas, I talked about it on the show. I went to see Elf at New York Philharmonic, and the orchestra played the soundtrack live to it. Let me tell you, I could see every movie like that. And next year, the Philharmonic's doing Return of the Jedi, and they're doing Home Alone. I'm like, yeah, and they're doing Encanto.
Nice.
I'm like, yeah, I'll go. I'll go and drop $40 to see that.
Hugo wants to
You
know
know,
who the
as
heck is
opposed to
Don Rickles.
Oh, Don Rickles?
Wow,
He's a comedian, actor, died, it seems like
he
yesterday,
was
but it's probably at
hilarious.
least 5 years ago. Yes. His brand of comedy was based on insults. He would just insult you. It was beyond politically incorrect. He would be hostile for no reason, but he did it with such a joyful aplomb that you couldn't be mad at him. And you would see him, on talk shows insulting all of the guest guys like Frank
Oh yeah,
Sinatra and whoever laughing. It's like say
his
Robert De
whole
Niro, say more
routine
mean things
was a
about me.
roast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he's great. So he voices Mr. Potato Head in the Toy Story franchise. But he's in tons of movies, tons of television, and
He's a
he
funny man.
he was an original.
Funny man.
Yeah, a best friend in the world, Bob Newhart. Couldn't opposites, polar opposites in their brand of
Yeah,
comedy. Newhart's was
yeah.
reflective, gentle, soft spoken, understated. Rickles was aggressive in your face, but full of joy. And I think in the man himself, I think not an ounce of hostility or animus in him. It was all part of of this persona that he created.
All right, we got to pick up the pace. It's been 37 minutes.
Okay.
We've only done 2 topics.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's pick up the pace. Let's go with Dr. Lisa Sanders' inspiration for House.
Nope. Too long. No. Okay. No. So Dr. Lisa Sanders, she is director of the Yale school, not School of Medicine, but the Yale University Hospital Long COVID Multidisciplinary Care Center. She is a graduate of the Yale School of Medicine, graduated in, I think, 1997. But before that, she had a career. She was a TV journalist. And she was on Good Morning America. She was correspondent for them, and then she worked at CBS. And it was, I think, sometime during CBS News. Sometimes she was doing a bit on 48 Hours with Dr. Barb Arnault, and she was at Metropolitan Hospital in New York. And there was a crisis there, real life
Right.
crisis with the patient, and he sort of revived him. And she thought, TV is interesting, but look at what this guy. I just watched this guy save a man's life. And she became interested in medicine. So later in life than one typically does, she went to med school. She got accepted to the prestigious Yale School of Medicine. And after that, she had a column in the New York Times Magazine called Diagnosis. And what she did with this column, this is one of her takeaways from med school. Medicine, people want answers. They want concrete answers. But things, when you train to become a doctor, you realize more often than not, there is doubt, there is uncertainty, and you have to get comfortable with it. And so medicine, depending on, the kind of medicine that you're practicing, medicine becomes a detective story. And people outside of medicine don't see the uncertainty, but they do, and they have to work with it. And so with that in mind, she began this column in the New York Times that would look at complicated cases that have been solved, but take you through the journey of that detection. So that was very successful too. So what happens is, and I'm quoting from her from an interview now, she said, one day a producer called me and said, I have a television show you might be interested in. It's about a doctor who was arrogant and irritable and addicted to drugs, who hates patients, but loves diagnosis. And sound familiar? And she says, I didn't say anything, but I thought, who would watch such a show? The producer didn't tell me right away that it was right, everybody. But the producer didn't tell me right away it was based on my column. But as soon as I saw it on TV, then she saw the light bulbs go off. And what she did was, the arrangement was, she would give them symptoms and send some information about it and what it could be mistaken for. So
That's interesting.
That's how House started. Now, interesting, I didn't know this until I came across the story. In 2019, she did an 8-part docuseries on Netflix. It's called Diagnosis, and she does it with Hugh Laurie. I have not seen it yet, but it's on my
I did
list.
not know that.
But we can all anyone who has Netflix, you can go watch Diagnosis,
Write that
and
down.
I'll just I'll give her a shout out for this too. She's working on long COVID, which is something the media has not spent enough time on. It is real, and she's running the center at Yale. And God forbid if I or anyone I know ever gets afflicted with that, I know right where I'm going. You know, right where I'm going. This is why one wants to live in New England, because you have institutions like this. But she says, and I'm
Yeah.
quoting her again: post-infectious syndromes, which have been with us since the beginning of time, have never really gotten the attention they deserve. And then she goes on to say something, and I think this is very much to her credit. And I would like to see, many doctors do embrace this. Many people in the medical community do. Not everyone, but I wish everyone leans into this. And she says, you have to believe what people say. When you're confronted with something you don't recognize, you desire to write it off as somebody who is bad at explaining their symptoms. This is overwhelming, this instinct. But you have to believe what people say. And that's what she's doing now. So take a hat off to her, and thank you for House, right?
Yeah, look at, we're blessed in this area because our medical research and the knowledge of the doctors and stuff is top notch, especially in the Boston
Yeah.
area. It,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it's fantastic, right? But they're also places, that are too easy just to write off the people and don't
Yeah.
take them seriously when they're experiencing trouble. It's common, in any area that doctors just don't
Yeah.
take the patient seriously. And they just trying to give them some meds to ease pain or whatever it is
Yeah.
without really finding out why.
Some do. I like to say, because I live with the doctor, but I've been steeped in the community. Many don't. Many really try, but you need them all. I know what you're laughing at. I saw.
So Becky said, I couldn't get into House. I wanted to so bad. And then
Yeah,
Hugo follows it up
you-
saying, try using a key or
going
going
through the
through a
window.
window.
Good, yeah, it was good advice. Good advice.
Oh, that is just
Yeah,
brilliant.
uh,
Brilliant. Oh, I love it.
yeah.
So there you go, Becky. Now you should be able to get into the house.
No more
No
excuses.
more
Yeah.
excuses. All right, wait. Look, we are crunching time. I might wait for Cascadia till Wednesday.
Oh, I love board games. Okay,
It's not about a board game.
it's not about a board game. Okay,
Cascadia is
okay. So
fantastic
it
though
was.
at a board game.
Okay. Okay.
So let's go right into Marty. Oh, that's right. Martin's brush with
Yeah.
celebrity. Marty
Yeah.
Conlon.
And I crafted this one with you in mind,
Yes,
Ron. Honest to God, for many reasons, many of which you probably figured out already. But so Marty Conlon played with the Celtics for a couple of
yep,
seasons in the '90s, and so I met him during my time when I was living and working in Boston. I'll get to that in a second. I knew Marty Conlon growing up. We weren't friends. I'm older than him, at least 3 years, maybe four. But we went to the same school. We went to St. Joseph's in Bronxville. See how I tie
that's
everything in
right.
now? Got more Irish. We got St.
Hey,
Joseph's.
it's
All
also
all
not
coming
easy
together
being
here.
green. Boston Celtics.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So at any rate, and I'm going to say something that's somewhat, making fun of him, and I don't mean to. And I want to be clear. When I was young, I used to tease a lot of people as a smart aleck, but I like to think that I punched up, like people who are higher in that social order, and that for people who were usually the butt of bullying and whatnot, I'd like to think I tended to not lean into that. Um, I'm probably forgetting a couple of things that that I shouldn't have, but by and large. And when Marty Conlon was young, he had a nickname called Lollipop. And if you're listening, I don't think he's listening. I'm not making fun of you. I get a phone call from my brother one day and when I'm living in Boston, and this is what my brother says. No context. He goes, "Did you know Lollipop is on the Celtics?" And I didn't know what the hell he meant. I was like, what are you talking? What are you talking? He goes, Lollipop is on the, it's like, cool. He goes, you remember from St. Joe's? I'm like that. And then I said, oh yes, there was this kid, Marty Conlon. And he was called Lollipop because he was very thin and his head was roundish. So it looked like a lollipop. And he played basketball and he had a very peculiar way of shooting. I don't know if I can demonstrate, but he sort of took the ball on the shoulder and pushed it up to the
Yeah.
right, not so much centered.
This
Yeah.
is the
So,
later
okay.
stages of that. I remember that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the kids, as kids would do, would call them, they would chant lollipop, lollipop. And I was like, what do you do? Leave the kid alone, because I was at seventh, eighth grade. He was in fourth grade. Like, what do you make it? Why do you have to make fun of a fourth grader? Right. But he was on the little elementary school basketball team, and I went on to high school. Presumably he went on to play through junior high and in high school. And I looked him up and he went to Stepanak High School. I'm guessing he played on the Stepanak team. Uh, this is what I remember of him. And I told my brother, I said, as I remember the kids chanting lollipop, lollipop, and he just kept practicing. I remember he was taking foul shots with that awkward foul shot, and everyone, a whole bunch of kids making, but he just keeps practicing, not internalizing, not responding to that. And my thoughts back when I was a kid said, good for you. You keep taking your shots and ignore these jerks. Right. Okay. And I was like, son of a gun. I was like, that kid with the wheeled shot who everyone was making fun of is playing on the Celtics. My friend said, yeah, he's playing on the Celtics. Like, get out of here. That's absolutely great. And I was so excited for him because, all the hot shots who were, exceptionally good at basketball, popular, good looking, yet none of them played in the Celtics or any other NBA team. And by the time this comes into my life, they're all like 40 or 35-year-old chubby, stockbrokers, accountants, lawyers, and that's fine too. But it's like, son of a gun, he stuck with it. So I said, Tom, what happened? He goes, well, he went to Providence College and he was there when they had a very good year and Rick Pitino was the coach. Yeah. So, and obviously this goes without saying that discipline that he had even as a little kid, he never gave up. He practiced. Now he grew too. The guy was 6 feet, whatever, and he towers over me. But his persistence, his tenacity, and I just love the fact that everyone making fun of him, but he was in the game.
I'm not sure they were making fun of him.
And of all things,
they were chanting his nickname, and
oh no, I think they were making fun of him. I think they were. Maybe. I think now they would maybe. But either
maybe
way,
that's what he needed to stick around on the Celtics. Somebody chanting that in the crowd.
Listen, this kid worked his abilities. Did not hurt that he was tall, but again, a lot of tall people do not play in the NBA. And he got to play on a premier team, right? The Celtics. And I met him as an adult because it was a very nice experience. I had a colleague who worked at the Celtics. His name was Martin. I don't remember his last name. So now we have three Martins here, three Martys. He would call me from time to time. I worked at the Huntington Theater Company, and I was their publicist and their public relations guy. And he would call me if we had artists who could sing. He would say, hey, can you send someone over to sing the national anthem for a Celtics game? Which was great because we'd get a little promotion and they'd get a top flight singer. So I called him up when my brother told me the story about Marty Conlon. I said, do you know Marty? He goes, we love Marty. Are you kidding me? He's great. The community loves him. He goes out and does stuff with the kids. All the Irish people in Boston love him, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I told him my story. I said, I'd love to meet him and congratulate him. So he invited me to a game. I had tickets on the floor, met Marty. And as I said, I'm not a short guy, but he was like 2 heads taller than me. And the three Martys, the three of us, took a picture together. I couldn't find it for the show. But it's very nice. And I said, you know, I remember you from St. Joseph's, and I just remember your
Wait, is that
persistence.
you in the
And no matter what
crowd
was
and right to the right of
no, that's not. Oh yeah, there I am. There I am.
it?
But I said I was just very impressed by what you did. It's not easy to play college ball. Come on, Division I college ball is an accomplishment, but
Yeah.
you're in the game with this team. So it was very nice. He said thank you. He had a look. He had a career. He had a good career, and he played a little bit on the game. He was sort of second string. He played in the game, and he still has the shot. I remember
Yeah.
that, and God bless him. And wherever he is now. I hope he's doing good things, and
He's a
I bet,
Celtic alumni. So
yeah,
there are
yeah,
worse things in
right.
life.
No, you're not kidding. And on this a day we celebrate all Celtics. Hats off to you,
That's
Marty
right.
Conlon,
One
an example
One
for all.
Speed Go commenting for the first time. I don't know if it's the first time they're watching, but One Speed Go is on YouTube watching us. Thank you, One Speed Go.
Okay, thank
Keep
you.
commenting. Join in with the flow of the conversation. I mean that's fantastic. Thank you. Uh, Great story. I love it. I love hearing about these people that he's not Larry Bird, but he's just as important, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
Absolutely. There's
absolutely.
there's people that love these players that are just trying to struggle to stay in the league, or whatever it may be, a good backup, you know,
Mhm.
and they're all people, and we got to remember that. So,
Yeah,
so don't like with Bronny James, like he gets heckled all the time, right? I mean, let's not
mm,
destroy the kid. You know,
mm.
maybe his father is a dink. We get that, but don't take it out on Bronny. It's not
No,
his fault. His father did
no.
all this stuff to get him there. It's not his fault.
At
So
the end of
respect.
the day, he'll sink or swim by what he can bring to the table.
Exactly.
You know?
And I hope he swims at least,
Yeah, yeah,
at least dip your toes in the water kind of thing.
yeah, for
All
sure.
right, so I'm gonna have to do Cascadia next week because we gotta leave some time for this next segment,
Mm.
and that is the final segment.
Mm,
Um,
top
it's
5.
Ron's top five.
Yay.
It is Gary Sinise's birthday today,
Okay.
so happy birthday! I think he was 70, if I'm not
Is he?
mistaken.
Yeah, I get that makes sense. Yeah. Jeez.
70 years old.
Mm,
Hmm. Wow. That's hard to understand right there.
yeah. Yeah.
That is hard to understand. So Gary Sinise TV and movie projects. So I combined both TV and movie with
Hmm.
this,
Hmm.
um, only because I wanted something in there that if I just did, the movies, because it's actually a mini series, I needed to get that in there.
Okay.
So, all right. So Sinise has been in so much, right? Some
Yeah.
great
Good stuff.
movies. Um, I didn't realize how many movies there were that I haven't seen of him.
Interesting.
Of Mice and Men,
Yep.
didn't see it. My Name is Bill W.
Did not heard of that. I've seen
I
my.
haven't heard of it either. The Big Bounce, Jack the Bear. I haven't seen any of those. So they're not on the list because I haven't seen it.
Mm,
Now that I know that there's a bunch of movies that he's made, I gotta see them because I think
mm.
he's a pretty good actor.
Oh, he's a great actor. Great actor.
I mean, he's been in some good stuff.
Look, I would add he was
Also
one of.
Truman.
Mhm.
What were you gonna say?
I was going to add that he's one of the founders, I believe, of the wonderful Steppenwolf Theater in Chicago. He was one of
I
the
believe
founding
he
members.
is.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes,
live on stage too. Very powerful.
yes.
Yeah.
He has a band.
As a band, love it.
Yeah, he's got a band. It's fantastic. Great music. He's been in Jack the Bear.
Mhm.
Um, and A Midnight Clear as
Okay.
well.
Oh, good film. Good
Yeah,
film.
I did not see it.
Man, it's
Did not see
intense.
it.
It's
So
intense.
I got some work to do with some Gary Sinise movies.
Okay.
Got some work to do.
All right.
So
You've been
honorable
slacking.
mentions.
Okay.
I put Ransom on that
Okay.
honorable mention.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do like the movie. This is when Mel started, his downward turn
Sure.
in, you know, in the public eye, I should
Gary
say.
Sinise, my memory of that was he really made that film. Not that he was the only good thing about it, but his
He's good.
work in that film really
Yes,
elevates it to that next level, I think.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I did give him a lot of credit for that movie.
Yeah.
The Forgotten. I don't know if you remember that one with the I can't think of her name. She played and she was like a missing child and stuff like that, and
Oh, yes,
also
yes,
the
yes.
plane thing, and
Mhm.
it was really good. Excellent movie. I recommend that. Also, honorable mention, I have CSI New York.
Yeah. Okay. Not
That was
seen it?
one of the better CSIs, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I liked it.
Mhm.
He was good,
Okay.
and the rest of the cast was fantastic, unlike that CSI Miami thing, that piece of crap CSI
Okay.
Miami.
Okay.
Won't go into that. Also, honorable mention, Quick and the Dead,
Mm.
the Western,
Okay. Not
Gene
seen it.
Hackman,
Ah, that's a not to be missed then. I'm gonna have to watch it.
right? I mean,
Okay.
you got a lot of good actors in that movie. There's a
Yeah.
lot of them. And also, honorable mention, The Green Mile.
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
make the top 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't make the top 5. It was the bubble movie, though. It was a struggle for me between that and number 5. I have Mission to Mars. I really enjoyed that movie.
This sounds familiar.
So they go to Mars, and then
Yeah.
some things happen, and then he goes inside this thing, which is like a spacecraft and stuff like that, and he
Okay.
discovers,
Things go wrong. I'm looking for
this
one other thing about him. Oh, yes. It was live theater. It was a theatrical work, but it was filmed, PBS broadcasted. So there might be a video of it floating around YouTube or someplace. But he was in Sam Shepard's True West with John Malkovich. Just the two of them. If you are a fan of either of them or both of them, not to be missed. Let me tell you that.
I'm gonna have to see that.
It's an
Got it.
intense couple of hours, and man, oh man, unbelievable!
Gonna have to.
It's
I
got to
mean,
exist
John
somewhere.
Malkovich is
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
mean, he's got a movie being John
John
Malkovich. I
Malkovich. I
mean,
know, I know, I know.
so Becky says she loves Gary Sinise, especially like him dressed up as a nut in commercials recently.
Ah,
I
he's
didn't
so
see
cute.
that. I gotta
I
check
haven't
that
either.
out. Hugo says Lieutenant Dan, Gary Sinise, proud Republican, I think.
Okay.
For Becky, I don't really care what his political stance is. I like him as an actor.
Mm.
I could care less about his political. So I'm shocked he's still famous because of that. And then Hugo went on to say, "Who are you? Who?"
I really want to know.
All right, so number 4 is probably gonna piss off Ira and Kenny. Number 4, I have Open Season. Yes, I enjoyed it more than the Green Mile, guys. Open Season, the animated movie. I believe it also, if I'm not mistaken, had, I want to say it was Ray Romano in
Hmm.
it. I could be wrong. I might be wrong.
So the controversy is that you like it more than the Green Mile. That's what.
Yes, and they're going to be upset that. So, a lot of disrespect there.
I
That's the
haven't seen it.
CSI, the regular one. Yes, Hugo, that was the regular CSI, not New York.
Okay.
So, but the final 3 are way above the rest, in my opinion. Way above. Number 3, I have Apollo 13. Love that movie. Love the
Yeah.
cast. I mean, everything about that movie just screams greatness.
Oh
Right?
yeah. Yep.
It was fantastic. And what a cast. What a cast. Everybody's in that movie, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
even if they're playing little roles.
Yeah.
So
No, no, no.
Fantastic movie. If you like space, you want to see that, right? So, Becky, I know you think that the moon landing was not real, but you want to
Becky,
check this out because this is based on a true story.
I was having a conversation with someone who does not believe the moon landing was real, and I was trying to absorb all of that, and then I just said, so what about Apollo 13? In order to to convince us the moon landing was, did they fake an aborted moon mission where these people almost die? It that was like one of the pinpoints for me to say, well, I know
Yeah.
we landed on the moon, but in terms of addressing, this conspiracy, I'm like, you can't fake a fake aborted mission, but that's where Apollo 13 can fit into
The
that,
fact that they didn't have the technology to even fake it then.
right?
People analyzed the footage and that could not be done then.
The technology you're exactly right, to fake the moon landing was just as extensive, if not more so, than actually landing on the moon.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Couldn't do it.
yeah.
Couldn't do it. All right, number 2, and you're going to find this one hard to believe. Forrest Gump is number 2 for me.
On
And
you,
I
for
absolutely
you, it's
it's
hard
one
to
of my
believe.
favorite movies.
Right, right. Yeah.
Number 2.
Okay. Okay.
1986 Challenger fake.
Well, not for the people in that spaceship. I could.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah, what the teacher probably had all her students crying.
Oh God. No, that was real.
Yeah,
Ugh.
oof, that's a tough one. You can't no that. So Forrest Gump, one of my most treasured movies I've
Mhm.
ever seen. It impacted me so much, from start to finish. And
Yeah.
like I told Becky last time we were talking about this, because Forrest Gump was number 1 on a previous list, and um, and it just reminds me of somebody that's been intertwining in my life,
Mm.
which is my equivalent to Jenny. It's very impactful for me. This movie was fantastic, but it was not number 1.
Okay.
And my
So
number 1
what
is
could it
the
be?
miniseries The Stand.
Oh,
Series Stephen King's The Stand.
look at that.
I love it. The new one that they just recently did sucked. The first one, that one
Yeah,
with
that was a
Gary
winner.
Sinise, Rob
Yeah,
Lowe, all these
yeah,
actors that are
yeah.
just so fantastic. Bill Faberbaki
I don't remember
was
him.
was fantastic as the mentally challenged person.
Okay, okay, okay,
MOON, that spells
okay.
moon.
Mhm.
Oh my god, he was fantastic in it. I mean, everybody that participated in that movie was absolutely stellar.
Yeah. Yes, it was a great TV series for sure, hands down.
I think I will go as far as saying that is the one of the best things I've ever watched on TV.
Ah, okay, okay,
One of the best things I ever watched. I mean, it was fantastic. I loved it. I loved it. So The Stand is number 1. So
okay.
now,
Gary Sinise was
right
terrific.
now, I can hear Kenny and Ira saying, "Oh my God, how can you have that over Forrest Gump?"
It's kinda, I mean, that's a personal choice. I could, if one wasn't as connected as you are to the stand, I could see that as you could switch them with 1 and 2, but you go with what you go with you. You go with you. But it's a great memory because I had not thought about the stand in a long time, and Gary Sinise was terrific in it. It was an excellent
I
miniseries
liked
for sure.
Larry,
Yeah.
and he sang "Eve of Destruction" in that series,
Mm.
the miniseries, and that is the best version I've ever heard, and I wish I could buy it. I loved it. I
It's
loved
not
it.
out. It's not available on any. Uh,
Nope.
eh,
Nope. I
and
even tried illegally downloading it and I could never find it.
uh,
Tried.
if
Never
anyone
found
has
it.
a, if anyone watching has sort of a link to possibly getting that for Ron, right in.
Yeah,
Send us.
that would be if anybody can find that from the movie The Stand or
Yeah.
the miniseries The Stand, not The Sand. That's different.
Back when I
Yes, I still do say that to everyone. Whenever they do something stupid or say something stupid, I always say MOON. That spells whatever they're saying. I do. I still use it to this day.
Mm.
My most quoted line from any movie or TV thing at all. That's my most used.
That's your one. From that film, I am forever saying "stupid is as stupid does," and sadly, I
Yeah.
have more and more reason to reference that as I'm
Yeah.
getting older and as the world is changing. But
Yeah. So, I mean, that is the list. I love it. I have some work to do. I gotta check out some of these that I haven't seen with Gary Sinise in it. For whatever reason, I'm guessing that I didn't even know they existed. I know I saw Snake Eyes.
mm,
If I'm not mistaken, that was with the fantastic actor Nicolas Cage.
yep.
Did not like that movie at all, mostly because of Nicolas Cage.
Is he the anti Gary Sinise for you? Is he the? Is that?
No, I think like that could be like Jim Carrey. I
Okay.
don't like anything Jim Carrey does.
I'm
Nothing.
I'm with you on that. There've been a couple of exceptions, but anything where he is the sole focus, I'm like, no, it's too much, too much.
Yeah, no.
Give him a little something, okay, but I
Yeah.
can't take a full movie of him. But that's me and you. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So, yeah, I did not like Snake Eyes, and it's because of Nicolas Cage. Now, Nicolas Cage has some good movies.
mhm.
Don't some, very little some. I
Raising
like
Arizona.
those National Treasure movies.
Oh yeah, they were fun, weren't they? They were
They were
great.
great. I
Yeah,
love that's
oh, yeah,
his. That's where he belongs, right in there.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that's where he belongs. He does not belong being Ghost Rider. And
Miscast.
then you put Eva Mendes as his love interest, and I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? There's no way I
You
put
don't
those two together.
you don't
No
see
way.
that happening. You don't see that
No.
magic of Hollywood, Ron. No,
Yeah, no.
no. Okay,
It's like Jack Nicholson with Helen Hunt.
you don't see it.
I don't buy it.
Ron, what about me and Eva Mendes? Do you buy that?
I could buy that, Martin, because you're gonna woo her with your culture.
Is that it? Okay, all right. Not my
So you
dashing
can
good.
have Eva Mendes, not Nicolas Cage.
Thank you for that, but not my dashing good looks. Okay, no,
Well, I mean, I didn't want to say it.
that's all right. No, it's St. Patty's Day. It's all good. Everything's good.
Becky says Nicolas Cage is creepy. Love Gone in 60 Seconds. Somebody had to love that movie. It was all right. It wasn't great. It was all right.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell with Eva Mendes? No, I don't buy that either. Don't buy that either.
Yeah.
Can't.
Will Ferrell's
No.
another
I'm
one.
not a Will Ferrell fan either.
No,
so-
me neither. I like him in little bits, supporting roles of some movies. He can kill me, but
I liked him in Blades of Glory.
to a point. It's
To a
just too
point.
much. It's just after a half hour, I'm like, oh God, I'm tired. I liked Will Ferrell in Dick. Did you ever see the movie Dick? It is a wonderful parody of the Watergate scandal, with the premise being, the premise being is what actually brought down the Nixon administration were two high school girls, a little bit dopey.
Wasn't that Forrest Gump that did that?
Well, yeah, he was
He
right.
brought it down. He made the call. Somebody must have.
Right. Before Forrest Gump, there was Dick, and these two girls did, and Will Ferrell played Bob Woodward in it. He was great. He was absolutely terrific, and he was just
All right,
always bickering with Bernstein in such a childish way.
I probably didn't watch it because Will Ferrell was in it.
Right.
That's probably why I didn't watch it.
Small part. If you can get Dick is very funny. It is very funny. A lot of good people in it too.
So, I mean, that's going to wrap it up
All
today.
right. Yeah.
Look, it was a great show. we couldn't get to everything. So I will be doing Cascadia on Wednesday when Becky returns
Hey,
with myself. No show tomorrow. Everybody's got something to do. So there is no show tomorrow. I got to go to the doctor.
okay.
Ira's got some moving to do and stuff, and Becky has to tend to her kids,
Oh,
something
all
to do with
legitimate.
school. And so therefore we will be back on Wednesday for episode 52 with Becky and myself. I want to thank everybody for being here, including the new viewer. What was his name? One something. One Speed Go.
One speed go.
One Speed Go. Becky, thank you for being here as always.
Yes.
And Hugo, thank you for being here. So we'll see you next time on Going On Daily.
Excellent. Guys, have a great St. Patty's Day.